If you're new to my page, I'm professionally diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder, and yesterday my wife and I were talking and it made me realize something. I am literally proud of the things that I should be ashamed of, and I find the things that I should be proud of shameful. This is something that I have also observed in other sociopaths or malignant narcissists as well. It's almost like I take every negative thing that is thrown at me about myself and my personality and I turn it into something positive, and it fuels my ego. For example, I have a tendency to be proud of my bad behaviors and my lack of empathy and lack of remorse, or how manipulative I am. Those are things I take pride in because those are the things that allowed me to survive my childhood. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I understand the full psychology behind it, but I am sadistic, and it's almost as if I take things that other people would find deeply, deeply insulting about their character as something that boosts my ego. For example, people call me disgusting, manipulative, evil, things like that. They all fuel my ego and make me feel good about myself. But if somebody were to call me loving and nurturing and kind and empathetic, it would bother me, one, because I am not those things and I know that, but two, I also view those things as weaknesses. If you look through my account, there is evidence of this, where I take things that most people are disgusted by, like the worst aspects of humanity, like sociopathy and narcissism, and there's something that I use as a source of pride. My wife was telling me last night that the traits that I have, even though my traits are just like far more extreme than what's normal, and that's why it's a pathological problem, but most people have those traits to some degree. It's human to have selfishness, narcissism, things like that, manipulative nature, but those are the things that people try to suppress within themselves, are the things that they try to hide, that they avoid letting anybody see, and those are the things that I showcase for everybody to see, because I'm not ashamed of them, and apparently that makes me extremely weird. I don't really understand it, but yeah, to me it makes perfect sense that I would be proud of something that kept me alive. But I'm also ashamed of and view humanity as weak, things that make us human, like empathy, love, remorse, guilt, connectedness, bonding. I see all of that stuff as very, very weak and honestly shameful. I just find this so intriguing because it really is like my mind has flipped things, reversed from what is apparently normal, and I didn't realize that that wasn't normal. I mean, now looking back on it, it seems really fucking obvious that that's not normal, because when I look at people, yes, most people do value things like being empathetic and kind toward others, or altruism. I view that shit as disgusting. It really is like I view it in an opposite way. All those good qualities that people value and they want to show off that are beneficial for humanity, those are all things that in my childhood were deemed weak and things that were going to get me further abused and neglected. They were deemed unsafe. The opposite, however, wasn't. The bad things about myself are what allowed me to survive my trauma and what allowed me to keep going, even despite that I'm actively being traumatized as an adult still in different ways. Why wouldn't I be proud of something that allowed me to survive? This is a mindset of mine and a cognitive distortion or whatever that is going to take years and years of therapy for me to fix, because right now I'm not even at the point where I could ever see myself even flipping it and viewing those other qualities as good and viewing my qualities as bad. Like, I don't feel anywhere near that right now. But I did think it was an interesting point. It's something I never really thought of, but it is something I notice in other people with ASPD and some people with NPD as well.